Hi friends, we are going to ink a little t-shirt today for my buddy so he can wear it to his Easter egg hunt. And the first thing I'm going to do is take my little sweatshirt that I have purchased for him at Wally World, and I am going to put it on a portion of my ink mat. So this is self-adhesive ink mat. It's sticky, and the good thing about that is it will protect my garment from any of the ink bleeding through to the back part of the shirt, but also since it's sticky, it will hold my fabric in place. So I just place it on there, smooth it out as best as possible, and then we are ready to place our transfer. So I am going to use this cute little bunny right here, because does that not look like a kid or what? And I think it's going to look adorable on the shirt. So this is from the transfer that is called Spring in Your Step, and you know we've done several of these. I can't wait to do that one or that one. We haven't done a project with that yet, but let's go ahead and get this on our shirt. So because I am putting it on a fabric and not putting it on some other type of surface, I do not want to fuzz it. I want it to be sticky. See how sticky it is? The very first time you use a transfer, it's the stickiest, obviously. So we definitely don't want to fuzz it. We want to go ahead and place it directly on our shirt without doing anything else to it, so we get the best adhesion as possible. And I am going to try to eyeball it, hopefully. Generally, I use about a 3-finger rule before I put the image, like how far down I put it. And then I'm hoping, if I can see where kind of the middle is, based on how they've labeled the shirt, then I can determine where the middle is and place it on there, hopefully straight. You can use a guide if you want to. If not, you can just eyeball it like I do most of the time. That looks a little, I can't tell if that's crooked or my thing underneath is crooked. But anyway, once you have it placed, you're going to smooth it out. Now remember, when you're working with ink, you may want to protect your clothing with an apron. Just be really careful with the ink, because if you get it anywhere else on the garment, you're going to have to figure out how to work with that and make it into something. So I am choosing to use our Chalkology ink in the color Tide, because I think it's going to look so great and pop off this color so well. And I am going to do it all in one color. Be careful with your ink, like I said, when it's close to your garment. Take it on your squeegee, and then once you make sure it's pressed down the silkscreen area, you just simply apply it. You guys, this is such a quick and easy technique to make your own shirts. Why would I go out and buy a pre-done shirt when I can customize my own? Now, obviously I had to go out and buy a shirt, but this is much more fun. And then he's gonna stand out, right? He's not gonna have the same shirt that other kids may be having. So that just brings me joy to be able to look at him and know that I made him something with love. So once I apply it, I am just putting it on the silk screen and then pulling it back off any of the extra, because it just takes a thin layer. You can tell whether or not you've gotten it all the way through. And if not, just go back over it. All right, and then once you've done that, put your extra back in your jar. Now we are selling ink packets in single paste packets now, not paste, sorry, ink packets now. So just like our single chalk paste, we are doing it in ink. So it's a good time for you to try out a project of your own without having to commit to buying an entire jar. Now before you touch your transfer and take it off, check with your fingers and make sure you don't have any ink on them, because when you go to pull it off, you will accidentally put it on your garment or your fabric, whatever you're using. So once you're done, all you're going to do is, and if you do have it on your fingers, make sure you wash it off. We're going to peel and review, you guys. Look at that. How fabulous is that? Perfect. Perfect design, super cute, and doesn't that just look great with those two color combinations? So I think he's really going to enjoy wearing this. I am actually going to dry it. It does need to be fully dry before you heat set it, but I am going to dry it with the dryer. Normally I would just let it sit overnight and then heat set it, but because he's got to wear it tomorrow and I'm running behind the 8 ball as usual, I'm going to go ahead and dry it with a blow dryer. I have dried it completely, and now it's ready to get heat set so that it'll be permanent and ready to be washed whenever it needs to, because I have a 6-year-old boy that's going to be wearing this, so you know it's going to get dirty. Now I have used my little heat mat in here in between the layers of the shirt to protect the shirt, obviously, and to provide a base for me to heat press on, but also to protect my table because I just have this rubbery mat and I don't want to ruin it. So it's all ready to go. I actually have a heat press and I have set it to 305 because this is about 60%. Look at your tag. Actually, my tag was down here. Look at your tag. It's about 60% cotton. So whatever setting you need to put it on for that. If you don't have a heat press, you can use a regular iron. Put your iron on the setting for what the garment material is. So I wouldn't put it directly on this. What I'm going to do is I am going to put a piece of parchment paper, like you use it for baking. You want to put a piece of parchment paper over top of your ink design, even though it's completely dry. If for some reason it wasn't, it would protect your heat press from picking up any ink, and it protects your garment from, or your fabric from getting burned. So I am going to just set this on here. I have a 30-second timer and we are going to get started. I like to move mine around a little bit. You don't have to necessarily. It doesn't tell you you have to, but you know, I think from old school doing iron-on transfers, I just got in the habit of doing this. Now with a heat press, you only have to do it one time on the front and then one time on the back. If you have a regular iron, like I said, you want to do it 4 minutes on the front and 4 minutes on the back. Okay, that's all it takes. And now this is ready to be washed. Now for extra measure, I always flip my shirt inside out and do the same thing on the other side. So I do not wash my garments or my fabric before I ink on it, but that's completely up to you. But you do not have to do that. I usually will throw it in the dryer for maybe like 10 minutes to freshen it up before I let him wear it, or before I wear my own. Now, when you flip it on the inside out, some people don't use the parchment paper because you don't have to worry about picking up ink. As you can see, it did go through a little bit, but because I had something in between, I did not bleed onto the back. But I like to do it just because I feel like because of the heat, I don't want to get any kind of excessive heat on the garment or make any kind of heat stains. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's why I put parchment on mine. So that's completely up to you. It's an optional choice. Down to 15 seconds. Such an easy process, you guys, and so fun and so versatile. You can do this on anything. I could have made a pillow. I could have made a little egg hunt bag. Anything I want. There we go. And now we are done and ready for him to wear it. I will try to grab a picture of him in it tomorrow so you guys can see just how adorable it is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to give it a try. So here's the finished product. Isn't it cute? And I couldn't help but throw a little something on the back.